Let's get it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode. I am so unprepared. I didn't even get the episode number in my notes. Episode 355 of Opinions May Vary. I am your host, Jared. My co-host with me, Alex.
Hello.
It is 2019. We're starting with Adjust Us, just the two of us. We can make it if we try. We're going to do a little bit of it's kind of expected, but we're doing it too. We're jumping on that train. We're going to ride it into oblivion. Let's talk about 2018. We're going to talk about some stuff that happened and then some other stuff, and it's going to be a good time. Kind of a recap, little, if you will. I don't know if a recap is quite the right word, but we're going to try and do a little bit of a spin on it. But we'll get there eventually. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Feeling better?
Yeah.
Feeling better?
I caught something and recovering still.
It typically happens at this time of year.
If I sound nosy or coffee, then I apologize.
Yeah.
But, you know.
We'll power through it. We'll do it. We'll get it. And we'll have a very good time. I had a fun thing to start the episode with, but actually I remember what it was, but now I don't have a good transition, so I think I'm just gonna skip it. It's lame. Anyways.
Okay.
So 2018 is over. 2019 is upon us. This is our first episode of our new year, and I think aside from the political landscape of 2018. Everything else seemed okay. I didn't have a terrible year, aside from all the really depressing things, again, politically, but we're not going to... That's not why people listen to us. We don't...
Yeah.
So let's talk about other things of 2018.
Well, we're still here.
Yeah.
So we came out the other side.
Still alive, still healthy.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I'll take it.
Albeit another year older,
Mm-hmm.
wiser, one might say. I learned things about my furnace last week that, I never thought I would need to know. But that's what being an adult is.
I just had one more idea that we hadn't talked about. And I was like, I have to look this up now real quick. So, sorry, that's what I've been doing for the past
Nailed it.
2 minutes.
I mean, I'm the one who didn't even have the I've already forgot. 355. That's what we got going. But,
and then something happened. I was like, no, that's not. I would have known that by now. So I have to look that up after we're done.
I can start by commenting on my resolution from last year. I think it may have even been Ken's episode. I can't remember, though.
He did have a really early one.
Yeah.
He was fighting games.
He was super early last year, and I think it may have been on that one. But I did have a resolution that I stuck to for a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
A little bit. It didn't last long, like most resolutions do.
Right.
Or don't. Because I wanted to be a better nerd, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
In that, the best example is Spider-Man Homecoming. In where, don't spoil it. I haven't seen it. I don't care anymore. Just whatever. Missed out on a lot of opportunities with that.
What happened was, I'm probably not going to see it anyway.
Yep.
And I go,
yeah. Oh. It's probably my top 5 piece of shit moments, if I had to guess. But
hang on. In your defense, I honestly don't know if you ever actually said don't spoil it.
I'm pretty sure I did.
I'm going to see it.
I probably did. Even if I didn't say I'm probably going to see it, there's the expectation that because I'm asking you not to spoil it, it probably means I'm planning on seeing it.
But we have an understanding where you don't like being spoiled on things. And so I saw it, had wanted to talk about it, and then would try and talk about it with other friends, but not spoil it for you.
Right.
So it was a lot of me working hard to not spoil it for you, but still wanting to talk about it. And then I got bitter about it.
No, but rightfully so.
But I don't think you ever, came out to say don't spoil this for me. I don't think that you did that.
It's probably
I put that on you.
I mean, it's probably on record. I'm pretty sure I said it many times. But I digest it. It led to I wanted to be better about stuff like that. I wanted to go and experience, I think prime example is I wanted to see Infinity War as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I had to see it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Also to avoid spoilers.
Yeah.
Because famously,
boy, we're there.
Yeah, everywhere. how miserable I was when I was just mindlessly watching someone stream a video game on Twitch, and spoilers incoming for
Avengers Infinity War?
No, for what was not the newest Star Wars, but the newest first one? Or it wasn't Last Jedi, it was
Rogue.
No, the one before, the one that where we got introduced to Rey and Kylo, and what was the name of that movie? It was Star Wars the something.
7?
Yeah, Star Wars 7. I'm such a be a better nerd. Force Awakens. Jesus Christ. I got there.
There's been a lot of them, so.
I got there. Anyways, I hadn't seen Force Awakens yet.
Okay.
And just mindlessly watching a guy on Twitch, someone starts spamming it all in caps. Han dies, Han dies, Han dies.
Huh.
And like part of me is like, oh, that's not true.
Right.
That can't be true.
Yeah.
And then watching the movie, it's like, oh, God damn it. And you just know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I really wish I could have not had that spoiled. So that's part of the reason why I was so adamant about seeing Infinity War so quickly. But like we saw Infinity War like 9 a.m. on like the day it came out.
Yeah.
And which the thing is, probably aside from the few midnight releases I've been to for movies, it's like the fastest I've ever been to a movie. And I mean, let's be real here, Infinity War is amazing. So
it was.
Actually, Colin messaged.
I just watched it again on Netflix.
Right? They just dropped it, and like Colin messaged me in the group chat, and he's like, "Yo, guys, how great is Infinity War?" And we started like literally both just the same moment of when Cap first shows up. And how we both experience feelings that we didn't know we could feel.
Man, the Vision is a bitch, though.
Just brought it right back. But I think in my resolution of being a better nerd, I think it got kind of taken over by a different resolution that I wasn't quite. It's the same resolution that everyone else hits.
What's that?
Go and get in shape. Because I got tired of being fat for like the 50th time. And I had decided that this time it was going to stick. So that kind of took over.
Yeah.
And I've read way more comic books than I probably should have. I spent way too much money on those this year. But like the whole, like, I still haven't seen Spider-Verse. What else has come out? Is that the only thing? I guess I've been a great nerd. I just haven't seen Spider-Verse. I did see Black Panther, which that's also part of one of our other bits for today. Remember Black Panther?
That came out in 2018.
That came out in 2018. When I read that on the internet, I was like, no, it didn't. It did not.
There is a point, for some reason, it's like it would have made sense to have in my head that like Black Panther and Thor Ragnarok came out like within a week of each other, right?
Did they?
No.
See, I could have believed it.
Ragnarok was like, that was September of 2017.
Good Lord.
Yeah. And Black Panther, doesn't have a month there for me.
It was February, I believe.
Yeah.
I just spelled Black Panther in Google. Excuse me. Black Panther, I believe it was February. I also cannot. This is like some really good vamping we got going on right now. Just stalling for time. February 16th, yes, in the USA. But anyways, being a better nerd, I think I started out with good intentions, but my resolution was overtaken by one to ultimately try to get healthier, which I think that's a fair trade-off probably.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, 2018. Should we start on the thing? Can you remember 2018?
Yeah.
Since we already kind of touched on it?
Sure.
Because Black Panther happened in 2018, which it definitely does not. And like, I can't even think like, oh, well, when do you think it happened? I don't know. It just didn't happen in 2018. It just doesn't feel that way. It feels so long ago, which attributed to my out-of-body experience every time I see Chris Evans first show up in Infinity War, because I was such an idiot in Black Panther.
Because I brought up like what movies came out.
Yeah.
Jurassic World 2 was in 2018.
I think I just canceled that out of my brains.
Ready Player One.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. Thank you. We're doing it.
I don't think I've ever seen as many mixed reviews on a movie as I have as Ready Player One.
Yeah.
You people either loved it or they just vehemently hated it to the point where they needed to obliterate it on the internet and make fun of anyone who like even liked it at all.
I think before we started, or did we already mention it? Solo came out.
Solo, was that pre-show? No, what? See, I already forgot. Did that happen in 2019? Solo did come out, which, yeah.
I didn't hate it, but a lot of people said it wasn't their favorite.
I loved Lando. I loved the robot. They have a great way of making robots.
The robot was fun.
Yeah. She was cool.
Yeah. Won't You Be My Neighbor?
Is the Mr. Rogers documentary?
Yeah.
That was like recent-ish.
That was summertime.
It was summer?
I think so.
See, I just keep getting that confused with the Tom Hanks one that's coming out, which isn't out yet. And I thought you were about to say that the Tom Hanks Mr. Rogers movie already came out. I was like, are you kidding me?
No, that hasn't happened yet.
I was about to throw my computer.
We got a new Halloween movie.
Yep.
Creed 2.
Yep.
Normally I don't often go to see horror movies, but John was like, let's go see A Quiet Place.
You saw A Quiet Place?
Yeah.
That was 2018?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Which I feel A Quiet Place deserves like a special mark on the Board of Achievements for what's the actor's name?
John Krasinski.
Yeah. For him having wrote it, stars in it.
Directed it.
His wife is the star, yeah.
With his wife, yeah. Emily Blunt.
Yeah. The whole thing was good. The concept was fun.
I was one of those pieces of shit who I knew I'd probably not get around to seeing it because I don't do horror very well.
Mm-hmm.
So I just read the synopsis on Wikipedia and I was like, oh yeah, that sounds fucked up. Especially I'm going to spoil a little bit here.
Yeah. So
come back in 10 seconds. The nail scene.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Fun.
No, thank you.
So also weird connection to our show. The stunt guy who was the monster is Khalif, who we've mentioned is friends with stunt guy Paul and stunt guy Scott Hoffman, who's been on an episode a long time ago. I've painted him as a zombie for a low budget project, and he's also, who is he? He was the Falcon in the Marvel Universe stunt show.
What? Oh,
it's phase 1 before
Josh
got into it. Josh
Williamson.
Well, thank you. Guest from early last year.
Was that? I think that was 2018.
December.
Too.
That was December of last year. I think
it was 2017. I'm looking it up now.
It was 300. He was like.
Oh yeah, because we were spamming that day with episodes.
Yeah.
He was a lot of fun. He's a good dude.
So there's a lot of like, we have a really close connection to A Quiet Place now.
It's true. We're pretty much best friends with John Krasinski and Emily Blunt.
But like for that movie to get made, for him to decide like, hey, I wrote this thing and I want to do it. Here's all my plans for it, and it's all laid out, and it'll be cheap to make, and then like to get it made. Like how easy is that to do in Hollywood anymore? You know?
It's exactly, considering how much stuff is in like developmental hell, and it's one of those movies that it experienced like that roller coaster of A Quiet Place comes out. Oh my God, have you seen A Quiet Place? A Quiet Place is amazing. You have to see A Quiet Place. Everyone loves A Quiet Place.
Memes.
And then the memes come out, and then A Quiet Place starts shifting. All the same people who were saying, "Yo, you got to see A Quiet Place," are starting to say like, "Yeah, it was okay." And then they turn into like the contrarian, like, oh, I liked it before everyone else liked it. And then like Bird Box drops and everyone's like, oh, it's just, Quiet Place is okay, but like Bird Box is based off a novel. Like Quiet Place ripped off Bird Box, if anything. And it's just, come on. Jesus. Just enjoy things for once. Bird Box is another one that I did the same thing with. I'm probably not gonna watch this, so I'm just gonna read the synopsis on Wikipedia.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I saw like a bunch of posts on it. It was on one night, and I was like, well, I gotta sit here to have dinner anyway. And that's how I watch Netflix.
Yep. It's hard to eat. Like, what am I gonna watch when I eat? I gotta have something to watch. And then, like, sometimes, like, do I want to just go through the motion of turning on Netflix, or do I want to turn on Twitch? Anyways. 2018.
So 2018, I hit you with this one earlier. Prima Games closed.
Right.
They were the guide creator. So let's see, for the past 28 years, anytime you bought a video game and then it was too hard and then you bought a strategy guide, Prima Games had made the strategy guide.
Yep, pretty much.
They had made strategy guides for Metal Gear, for Mario's, for like, they tried making strategy guides for like the massive multi-online player games.
There were strategy guides for Pokemon Go, like back in the day.
See, what would get to me was when they would make a strategy guide that have like a thing that then gets cut from the game itself.
Yeah.
It's like, where did they get this from? Did they get to play the entire game before it comes out? Because this scene isn't in the game at all.
That's what that's
like,
the crazy...
all these mechanics have changed.
And like, how do you even, like, what if like a strategy guide that comes out for Overwatch?
Yeah.
How many new heroes are there? They have to re-release, like,
there's been nerfs and buffs.
Exactly. Like, Mercy can't res 5 people at once anymore.
Right.
Unless I haven't played Overwatch in a very long time.
Well, now you've got to buy the additional packlet.
Yeah. You got to get the DLC for the expansion guide, for the strategy guide. But strategy guides were a part of my, like, because I love video games, like, I was not good at, like, puzzles and, like, I think the most iconic strategy guide for me growing up was Ocarina of Time for the N64 Zelda game, the first one. And it's just because that's a hard game, and I'm not good at stuff like that, especially the water. Everything, I beat the water temple easy. Okay, I did not. Yeah. I struggled on that. I needed a strategy guide, and they spelled it out for me, like, room by room. Go here, do this, go here. You got it, strategy guide. First ever strategy guide I ever recall owning that was, like, mine.
Oh, yeah?
Was GoldenEye.
Okay.
GoldenEye Double, because I owned the GoldenEye strategy guide before I had an N64. I remember the first time I experienced an N64 was at my childhood best friend. His name was Tim. And he had an N64. I went over and he showed me GoldenEye. I was like, I didn't know video games could do this. I didn't know this exists. How do I get more of this? And all I wanted to do was play GoldenEye. But we couldn't afford an N64. So I convinced my parents to buy me the strategy guide so I could just read all about it. So when we finally did get an N64 later that year for Christmas, I knew those levels. Because I'd read that strategy guide like cover to cover like 6 times. That
was the only way I knew any of the fatalities in Mortal Kombat?
Yep. How are you supposed to figure that out? How do you know
that? Between Mortal Kombat and like Killer Instinct, like, how do you know any combos? You're going to sit there and actually practice out your combos?
Combos are one thing, but actually getting the fatalities... Like, how are you supposed to know that?
Right.
Come on. Kids these days, they're so coddled. It like tells them the fatality.
And now, it's if you go in the arcade, it's like on the arcade box.
Yeah, it's right there. And even back in, like, I remember playing like Tekken Tag back in the day. Oh, to do Law's thing, you press like punch, for whatever.
Yeah.
And they had those, but like, I don't remember them ever having fatalities on there or anything like that.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, because there's no fatalities in Tekken, but I just don't... kids these days, am I right?
Right.
Am I right, Alex?
Totally.
Stupid. They don't even know. I tried to play an old game this year.
Oh, yeah?
I booted up Final Fantasy 6, 3, whatever the one that's universally hailed as like one of the best ones ever.
Okay.
Because I have the N60 or I have the Super Nintendo Mini. And I was like, I bought this and everyone was frantic for it. I should probably play it once in a while. And I booted up Final Fantasy. I was like, oh my God, this is like okay, I guess. Trying to like force myself to like it. But then like I died.
Yeah.
And like it puts me back at the safe. I was like, wait, auto save. And I had to do like 2 hours of work again. And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And it like I haven't touched it since. Because I just...
Is that because new games have autosave?
Like, we are the coddled ones. Because, like, I died, but, like, it just puts me back, like, 2 seconds before I died.
Right.
Whereas this, it's like, there's so much work, and, like, I doubt I could replicate it. I was such an idiot.
Wow.
Yeah, it was...
I hadn't thought of that.
It messed me up. It was a harsh dose of, remember how it used to be? Like, because, like, I grew up with all that, and the Super Nintendo was, like, I remember my brother first got it was the shit. It was my jam. Like, even in, like, Super Mario Brothers, you got to save that.
Yeah.
And you can only save, like, if you beat, like, 10 levels and don't save, you're beating those levels again, son. There's no code you can put in to, like, at least not that I know of.
Yeah.
But, and I forgot how hard we had it. Because now, like, playing the new Spider-Man game. Like, oh damn, I lost that battle. I know I'm going to start right at the next battle, or the same battle rather.
Yeah. Before I go on, what else? What do you have for?
Remember This Is America?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
That was 2018. Yeah.
Where'd that go?
Yeah, we need more of that.
We do.
Please, Donald Glover.
No.
Childish Gambino.
That's what you mean.
Yeah.
The video.
What are we talking about?
I was talking about Sacha Baron Cohen.
Oh, yeah, I never even saw that. I just saw the clips of like getting Dick Cheney to sign his waterboard.
Is that the same name? Are they both called the same thing?
It was something America. I'm just thinking This Is America by Donald Glover.
Are you checking? Should I check?
I can check.
Okay. Because I immediately thought of Sacha Baron Cohen getting
fooling senators and all that stuff. Who is America?
Who is? They're close.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to have more episodes. I thought we were going to hear more about it, but like, it was big for about a month.
Yep. I mean, there was 7 episodes.
Yeah, we need more of those.
making terrible people look terrible. At least I don't know. Again, I don't know if they're all terrible. I didn't watch it, but I remember seeing all the clips and the interviews and the outrage from people, quote unquote, getting fooled into expressing their terrible beliefs. But
yours,
mine was the Donald Glover one.
Yeah.
With his music video, "This Is America," which was cause for a lot of discussion, and I don't think I know a single person who didn't see that music video that week. We'll go see how many views it has on YouTube. But like that was, and like it got to the point where it's like, maybe don't meme this, guys. There's a message here.
Oh yeah.
And
within I think a week and a half or 2 weeks, like it showed up as a shirt mashup.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah.
459 million views. 8 months ago, Donald Glover. I remember Donald Glover. Remember seeing him, Derek Comedy?
Yeah.
Bro rape, and probably not the best example, but Bellany, and that's classic stuff right there. And I'm like, get it, Donald Glover.
Someone had just posted how like we all legitimately call the actor Donald Glover and the rapper Childish Gambino
because we're polite like that. I saw the same thing. Because that's what it is. Like it's that Wu-Tang name generator, and it's just I've put my name into that very same name generator, and mine's not fun.
No. I haven't tried it.
Now I'm going to.
I do remember like watching that video and like I figure like this is powerful.
I had to watch it like 6 times just to like really and I still don't think I got it. You know,
I watch a lot of the like not the critiques but like the explanations on a lot of different parts of it. And then some had a few like different alternate things of like, one is like, oh, he's making the face of Uncle Remus from the Boondocks. It's like, yeah, but that actually comes from this legitimately historical terrible thing. Yeah, there was a lot going on in that video. And after he even said like, I'm not going to explain all of it. It's there. You could watch it.
From the actual Wu-Tang name generator, supposedly according to Reddit, my name is Vulgar Wizard. Yeah, it's not that great.
What's mine?
Yours is Irate Assassin. God,
it's
not even fair how good that is. That's such bullshit. And if you type in Donald Glover, you get Childish Gambino, which is it's the neatest thing, because at one point, Donald Glover was on the same website typing in his name, and he got that result, and he launched a worldwide phenomenon known as Childish Gambino. But yeah, that was in 2018, which is
I think I'm kind of surprised about that, because I feel like that should have been 3 years old by now. Right?
It feels, because like the political landscape was so exhausting in 2018. So much happened, and most of it was aside from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Is that her full name? Is it Cortez? I probably butchered that.
I think you're right.
But she's just a treasure.
She is.
She's amazing.
You know what happened in 2018? The
Mm,
inaugural season of the Overwatch League.
it was? It wasn't 2017?
Nope.
What the fuck?
January. So we shut it pretty early. But 2018, January, was the first Overwatch League.
And London took it, right? Was it London
The
Spitfire?
I believe so.
I think they won.
I missed by like a fraction. Because once the season was over, like all of Blizzard's merch was like heavily discounted.
Right, right.
And I almost bought a jersey.
No shit.
I came real close. Because it was
For Shanghai?
like if it was like $60, $70, it was down to like $15. Not just this team, but like all their apparel.
They didn't win a single match.
All the apparel was, if it was $70, it was down to like $15. And I was still on like which one to get. There was like a few different kinds.
Right.
And I wanted to get some Shanghai Dragons merch. And then when I finally went back to pull the trigger, they didn't have the Overwatch League merch up anymore.
No.
And I was like, damn it, now I gotta, where am I getting my Shanghai Dragons merch now?
Where
That's my team.
maybe they'll have some at PAX or something. Who knows?
I hope so. I mean, I'd rather not pay full price for it. I'll pay a
You
discount.
gotta support your boys though. Support those Shanghai Dragons.
That's right. Do you got one or?
I'm running low on my can you believe this happened in 20? I mean, I'm looking at Wikipedia right now.
Oh yeah.
And did you know Wikipedia?
Yeah.
According to Wikipedia, 2018 was a common year starting on a Monday of the Gregorian calendar. It's the 2018th year of the Common Era. This is all on Wikipedia.
Wow.
And Anno Domini, AD,
Mhm.
designations, 18th year of the third millennium. It's the 18th year of the 21st century and the 9th year of the 2010s decade. Someone typed all that out. And like
It's Addo, not Anno?
they typed it ANNO.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard it.
Anno. I probably put a D. I'm probably an idiot. I can't read Latin.
Anno Domine.
Anno Domine.
My history teacher
It's the
taught me
third
that.
international year of the reef by the International Coral Reef Initiative.
Ooh.
In case you were wondering. Some fun facts about 2018.
2018 was our first ConnectiCon without a Super R fight.
Oh, now I'm sad.
Mm-hmm. They're currently at MagFest, I believe.
Yeah.
So,
I've been seeing a bunch of posts.
yeah.
It looks like they're playing Cute Animals on Fire.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
They're picking judges to judge. There is I guess we'll call it a lack of steampunk content this year.
Yep.
Because it's kind of I'll call it a touchy subject. Because a lot of stuff happened with the events that we normally go to, report on, frequent, speak very favorably of.
Yep. We
Didn't
featured
happen.
people who worked for the events in past episodes.
Yeah.
And
A lot of things happened, and some of the events got sold and bought. The main event runner has had a lot of stuff come out about him, and the community is like fractioned.
yeah, it's ugly, to say the least.
So we didn't have a.
We'll leave it to people who are actually good at journalism.
So we didn't have a Steampunk World's Fair this year.
Yep.
We didn't visit Wicked Fair or what it was, because they just weren't the same, and they probably never will be again.
Yeah.
Which is a big shame, because we really like those events, regardless of what happened that we don't know about, what happened behind the scenes. There's a lot of. I'm even like debating what I want to get into.
It's just ugly.
It is.
Yeah, it's just ugly shit. And
it's still going on.
It's a shame.
Yep.
And I hope yeah, I don't even know what to say about it. It just sucks.
Mm-hmm. And there's a number of past episodes where we talk about how much we love these events.
Yeah, like vehemently, like I don't think if vehemently is the right word, but like we had a very good time at these events, and to hear that other people
We made some pretty fantastic friends. at
were
these events.
sacrificing and suffering so that we could have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. Let's move on.
SpaceX launched the Falcon Heavy in 2018. Remember that?
My favorite thing about that was, man, that's a great name for a fist.
The Falcon Heavy.
Like, you're going to get in a fight and you're like, you
want this Falcon Heavy?
Al Bundy used to say he had the 51st and the Airborne or something like that. He would like name his fists.
It's amazing. But yeah, they launched their crazy big rocket, which had
the car.
It had the car on it, which is a big deal. And like, I remember I almost cried the first time SpaceX landed their the booster on the ship. It was a big deal. It was BFD.
Yeah.
And it was just really neat to see that, because I think stuff like that's fascinating. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with space. It like scares the crap out of me. It's enormous. And they launched the Falcon Heavy, and they landed. It was an experimental landing. They're going to try and land all 3 of them, because there's the 2 on the sides that get it up there, and then there's the middle one that carries the thing. And they launched the car into space, which is, I don't know if it's at Mars yet. It's going to Mars. It's going to orbit Mars for a little bit, and they landed 2 out of 3, which is pretty amazing. They land, like, there's videos they land the 2 on ground, and then the middle one was going to land on the drone, but it missed or something like that. I can't remember, but that was a big deal. I remember I was at work, like watching it on my phone, like working while like peeking out of the corner of my eye, and then everyone's talking about it because like other parts of work have like TVs and stuff mounted up. And I like already, because that was February. That was early.
Oh
yeah. I forgot that happened. And like the Olympics. Did you know the Olympics happened this year? I forgot. I mean, it was Winter Olympics. Not to demean, but like, I don't know.
In 2018, the last issue of Invincible came out.
Oh, now you're hitting me with sad ones.
That was February 14th.
It was February?
Yeah. That was, I believe it was issue 144.
I think so. Which I immediately went and bought a second copy of on eBay like the week later, because I needed the Cory Walker variant.
Yeah.
That looked just like the first issue.
Oh yeah.
Except
but with
it was
the daughter
with Tara. Yeah.
So the last issue of Invincible comes out on February 14th. We talked with John Boy Myers, and our episode went up February 3rd. And John Boy told us,
he broke the news.
You heard it on us first that Ryan Otley was going to be doing Spiderman. And we got that a month before it was officially announced by Ryan Otley, or anyone really. It wasn't announced until a month later.
That's like the one thing
we did it.
Yep. We broke news. 3 people heard it. No one cared except us. But we
were pretty psyched.
We knew about it. And no one, and before we were supposed to know about it.
That's episode 307, in case anyone wants to go back and check that. And now we have Amazing Spider-Man.
Now we have Amazing Spider-Man coming out bi-weekly. I'm really enjoying the book. I see people on Reddit who are like, "Oh, I skip every 5 issues. I only want the Otley stuff." And I'm like, "Look, the Otley stuff is great. That's one of the main reasons I'm only I started reading the book to begin with. But like, the stuff without Otley is just as good. It's very like, it's not like the other artist is bad. Like, why would you intentionally miss out on story? Like, I don't. What's the point of making that stance? It's like whatever." The share of Facebook price dropped 20% after the company warns investors that user growth has slowed following a data leak scandal. You know how much was wiped from its market value, marking the largest single-day loss in corporate history?
Sorry, go on.
$109 billion in a day. Can you imagine that? Turns out people get pissed when you're very cavalier with their private data. Who knew? 2018 was a fun year for data, in that it was everywhere, and everything we thought was safe is not safe.
Okay. I'm on my TD Ameritrade.
Looking at your stocks?
Yeah, because I sold I had Facebook stock.
You got out of Facebook?
Oh yeah. Where's my history?
Because you've been in it since they went public, right?
I bought it within 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to show me what's my last transactions? Show me. No,
I think one of the saddest things you can do right now is check your retirement account.
Year.
Remember all those gains in 2018? You do not have gains. That was a fun time. A lot of good market stuff. That's why people tune in to Opinions May Vary, is to hear chats about the stock markets.
So, that's right. So what's 3? February.
3 is March.
March. So March 20th, I dumped all my shares of Facebook. 20 of them. I had 20 shares.
20 shares.
And that was at $161 a share.
Mm-hmm. Well, this apparently happened in July when they had their 20% drop. Almost 20%.
This was when it was revealed with the what's the
Cambridge Analytica?
Yes. So this was like the week Cambridge Analytica came out.
Yeah.
That news hit. And I sold it immediately. And I made $2,000 off of that.
Hey-o.
Yeah.
Thanks, Facebook, for that. Now maybe show people our links when we post them every now and then. Maybe we got ourselves a deal.
Yeah. No, I definitely dumped that. As soon as that happened, yeah, that was important.
Mm-hmm.
I got rid of that. Let's see. And a month before that, I bought a couple shares of Dick's Sporting Goods.
Dick's Sporting Goods.
Because they had announced they wouldn't be carrying assault-style rifles anymore.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that. I mean, why you need to buy one at Dick's? Why you need to buy one in general? Hey, we're getting really political. Let's go back to 2018. Do you have any more of Can You Believe This Happened in 2018?
We did an episode where we talked about Netflix bought Extreme Studios.
Right.
Nothing's happened
with that. I believe the Kickstarter still hasn't shipped yet.
Pretty relieved it hasn't.
Whenever I'm feeling down on myself, man, just go check the Brigade Kickstarter. You'll instantly feel better.
Yeah.
You just, all right, I'm an okay person. Maybe I'm not the worst.
Rob Liefeld opened up a new crowdfunder to get Brigade made
for the same product. It still hasn't shipped.
It's been 5 years.
It's been many, many years. So much. We should do what's happened since Brigade Kickstarter launched. We should look into that someday and find out all the amazing statistics and facts.
We also covered a bit. Telltale Games basically closed.
Yeah.
Because they laid off pretty much all but maybe 20 people.
Yeah.
And that's a shame.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is it time for finally? Because there's a few comic things I want to get to, but not right now.
Right. Yeah, we can talk about our next segment will be what we finally did in 2018. So not necessarily stuff that is exclusively happening in 2018 or something, but like stuff that like maybe, I think my top example was I finally watched The Godfather.
The first one?
The first and second one. The third one's also on Netflix, but I hear that one's bad.
Yeah, me
so
too.
I don't want to ruin the first two.
Right.
But I'd never seen The Godfather. And like everyone gets mad when you say that. It's like when I still haven't seen Lord of the Rings. To this day, I haven't seen The Hobbit either. Or The Sandlot. Or The Goonies. A lot of people, yeah.
None of these I'm going to challenge you on.
Appreciate that. But yeah, I watched The Godfather. So that's the kind of thing we're getting at here. Like, what did we finally do in 2018?
I've seen parts. I haven't seen The Godfather as an adult.
It was a very good movie.
To completion.
It was a very good movie. And I instantly went on this big Marlon Brando kick, and I was like, oh, wow. He seemed difficult.
I finally watched Avatar: The Last Airbender.
The cartoon?
The Nickelodeon series.
Did you ever tell me that? Because when you mentioned this during pre-show, I thought you meant the movie Avatar.
Oh, no.
I haven't seen that one either.
Never going to watch
with the blue
that.
people?
Yeah.
Because one of the, like, and I think it might be insulting.
A lot of our good friends.
A lot of our good friends will highly recommend it to the point where,
They've
like,
pitched it heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I just haven't gotten around to it.
Brett basically put the DVDs in my hand. Was like, here, watch this.
Was it top tier? Was it?
It was good.
It was good.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It was very good. And I kind of want to mesh it into the next one because I'm also watching the Voltron series that's on Netflix right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most recent, and it's like, oh, well, that's new. It's on its 7th season.
I honestly thought it was like 2 years old.
7th season. It's on. I believe it's up to. And like, I didn't realize that was a popular thing. Because my niece watches it.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard niece Megan on a few times, and at Kineticon, she was eager to put a hash mark in. Someone had a sign for ships for the show.
Mm-hmm.
So one was Shalora, which is Shiro and Princess Allura, and then there was Cleith, which is Clance, Keith and Lance, to ship them. And so it's like people could put down hash marks for
who they want to ship.
Which ship is the ship
Ship is the abbreviation of relationship.
Yeah.
So essentially who you want to get together.
right.
Yo, I ship that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with them being together. Like Captain America and me. Anyways.
And Bucky.
And Bucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I kind of want to put these two shows on the same level of like, yeah, they're probably made for a specific age bracket, but there's a lot more to them. So more ages can respect it. So at no point am I watching either of these shows feeling like I'm being talked down to.
Right.
Because they're still addressing a lot of things and they're still being really inclusive. Animation's been good. And really this is applying to both shows. But yeah, Avatar: Last Airbender, I could definitely see what I've been missing out on.
Yep.
And it would have been neat to like be with it when it was cool. It's
Right,
still
yeah.
really cool. But now I'm catching up. And every time like Brett comes out with "There's no war in Ba Sing Se," now I'm like, now I get it.
Yeah.
Now I'm on board.
Mm-hmm.
So next step is I got to catch up with Korra, and then which was going to be tough because I won't be able to watch Korra and not just think that it's our friend Vicky.
Right. Yeah. That's my introduction to Korra, I believe, was
Yeah.
who are you cosplaying as? Who is Korra?
Yeah.
And I got my lesson that day.
So that was a good show. I kind of regret not engaging with it earlier.
Right. It's one of those like I wish I was into this when it was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I'm trying to think of what a good example of that is. Like I got into Parks and Rec like when the last season was about to hit. So like we watched a couple episodes like as it was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
But like some part of me is like I wish I could like same thing with like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I got although I mean I kind of lucked out with that one because season 6 starts like this month or something like that.
I didn't start watching It's Always Sunny until like after I lived in his house for a year.
Right. Yeah.
Which I believe was probably season 9 or something.
I can't remember. There at that point they were probably at like 7 or 8 if I had to guess. But although I am watching The Good Place as it comes out, and I feel very blessed to be able to experience this show as it currently. I'm big fan of Good. We talked about that with Bella, I think, a couple weeks ago.
Did we?
It was if it wasn't on the air, we were talking about.
I don't think it was on air.
No, because there was a spoiler
Yeah.
that I tried to edit out in the episode because at least a second like that we were talking about.
Because I hadn't seen it yet. Now I have.
Yep. Now
Yeah.
you're. Have you caught up?
Well, I finished what was on Netflix.
Oh, okay. So I don't think season 3 is on Netflix.
No, it's not.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But I also in the vein of Godfather, and this happened just the other night. Like, no, it was actually ringing in the new year. So I started it in 2018 and I finished it in 2019. I watched Apocalypse Now for the first time.
Your Marlon Brando kick.
It was apparently like it popped up like new to Netflix, and I was like, I've never seen that, and I hear it's very good.
There's a lot of hearings about it.
Yeah. And like reading the trivia, because like obviously you got to check the trivia on IMDb. I feel like dirty watching that because like that movie was such a beast to make.
Yeah.
But and it also this kind of ties into one of my other things because in 2018, my wife and I also watched The West Wing, which is just a fantastic show. That's a stellar show.
Yeah.
And that's the whitest thing about me. Really like The West Wing, which also has Martin Sheen.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing Martin Sheen in West Wing as president,
Ooh.
and then Martin Sheen in Apocalypse Now as like, alcoholic, struggling, military guy
Mm-hmm.
who apparently Martin Sheen had a heart attack on the set of that movie. It was interesting to see, to say the least, because like when you watch all 7 or 8 seasons of West Wing and he's all presidential and shit, and then you see
That's been fun for me too, because my parents would watch it, and I kind of watched that with them when it was coming out and airing. So it'd be a few scenes that like I remember here and there that I get to mention it to you.
Yep.
Until it's like, wait, which one did I watch, and how up to date are you?
Yeah, because I would come over, like when I got to the end, I had gotten the impression that like you loved West Wing and you'd seen every episode 5 times. So I come over and I start spouting, Leo, I saw this episode and this happened, and you were like, okay, I believe you. That's great. I haven't seen it, but
I liked when John Goodman showed up.
yeah, yep.
That's what I got. Al Bundy was in a couple episodes.
He was Baker. Yeah, spoilers. He winds up big West Wing spoilers. He winds up being the vice president of the United States.
Oh, good.
Or it's implied that he's going to be the vice president of the United States.
You know that character? I get that.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Yep. But, because Jimmy Smits, man, he pulled it out. Pulled it out. Old man Alan Alda couldn't keep up.
Well, I mean,
Alan Alda was very good in that show too. But yeah, that show was, because like my wife started watching it just because we needed something to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So she watched half the series without me. Like I started coming in around the later seasons, and it got to the point where I was like, yo, don't watch that with me now. I want to see this too. But I finally watched The West Wing, which is just one of those shows like, yo, have you seen West Wing? Because then you talk about West Wing, and then you talk about The Wire, and then you talk about Breaking Bad. And then, like, there's those shows that stick with people. Like, have you seen this yet? Because you need to. It's vital. But I saw The West Wing. I can say that now.
Nice.
At least most of it. My wife has seen all of it, but I got enough of it.
There was one I wanted to look up.
Was it West Wing?
I believe the Lost in Space Netflix series came out.
I think so.
I think that was 2018.
I think that was this year. It sounds like this year. When I think Lost in Space, unfortunately, my only experience with Lost in Space is was that early 2000s? The movie that came out with Matt LeBlanc, Heather Graham, the original voice of Meg on Family Guy.
That looked terrible.
Gary Oldman.
Nothing about that looked entertaining to me.
That was a movie that I used to watch. It was on TV all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
I never saw it.
So I'd watch it all the time as a kid, like growing up, not as a kid, but like as a stupid teenager. And then it was also on Netflix a couple months ago, and I was like, God, this is not good. Not a good movie.
So Netflix made their own series.
Yep.
And that was pretty good.
You watched it?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. It was it was like a short season.
Right.
But like it looked expensive to make.
Mm-hmm. Netflix has money though.
Yeah. But I liked it. I dug it. Which brought me to the Cloverfield Paradox. Came out in February of 2018.
That's one of those movies like, oh my God, I can't wait to watch this. And then it was like a victim of like, I saw one thing on Twitter that was like, yo, this movie kind of sucked. And I was like, well, now I don't want to see it.
You actually believe on Twitter?
Yeah, that's my problem. You know me. I'm hella impressionable. But
I liked it.
Because Cloverfield was one of those movies I saw it in theaters, and at first I was like, that was okay. Mm-hmm. But then the more I saw it again and again, I was like, I love Cloverfield. And then 10 Cloverfield Lane was hella messed up.
Once all conspiracy? No. Once all the ideas about the background and what's actually going on, and the universe and whatnot, once all those come around, makes a lot of it a lot better.
Right.
And what makes the whole thing more interesting, and go, well, now I want to investigate this some more. I should watch it again.
I saw a thing. There's a subreddit called Movie Details, and it was like if you watch the Cloverfield Paradox and Cloverfield at the same time, it's like at the exact second, like something goes through like a portal or some shit. I haven't seen Cloverfield Paradox, so I can't say. The exact second that happens is the exact second the monster shows up in Cloverfield, like instantly. It was, and I was like, oh hey, that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
But I haven't checked that out yet. I need to. Though.
And that was an interesting thing to happen because it was like what should be a theatrical release just shows up on Netflix.
Yeah, like
with
no
warning. Just hey, this is up now.
No media blitz.
There it is.
Not like the month leading up to the last season of House of Cards. Like all you see is promos and stuff like that.
Yeah, which is a thing that I, for a long time I just hadn't understood how Netflix works. And I guess this was kind of a new thing where the production companies or distributors thought it'd be risky to actually distribute it like a normal movie. So they pitched it and be like, do you guys just want to buy this from us? And you could just do it.
Right.
And Netflix was like, all right, gimme. Which is how we get to nowadays. And Holmes and Watson come out.
Right.
And Holmes and like the distributors go, hey, you think Netflix will buy this from us? And like they just bought Bird Box. And like, because Bird Box is also showing in theaters, by the way.
I didn't know that.
You can see it in some theaters, or you can just watch it on Netflix for free if you have your Netflix account. And like, it's like, was that a mistake? Were they just trying to get? What's happening? Why is it still in a theater?
Yeah, it's weird because I know Ballad of Buster Scruggs was also in theaters for a little bit.
Really?
I think so. But I watched that like the second it came out on, and because I saw you made a reference. Did you watch it?
I did.
Did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah.
Man, bleak, right?
I made what reference did I make to it?
You referenced the hat at the auction. So if you want a Buster Scruggs hat.
That's right. There was a white
What was your
hat.
favorite story? Do you have a favorite? We're just talking about Buster Scruggs now. Just buckle up.
I think I like James Franco.
Yep. First time. The memes of that are just brilliant.
I haven't seen any of those.
You haven't seen it? Like,
no.
There was one of them that was so good. I can't remember what it was. Anyways, go.
I really liked him just going, now that's a pretty girl.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Dude, he's just running out with pots and pans.
That pan shot guy don't fight fair. Like that was his last words before he's about to get hung for the first time. And it like
the wagon train one was kind of tough.
That was yep.
Especially like that guy says nothing the entire time, and then, but he's so animated his last 5 minutes.
Yep.
Like just barely speaks a word, just kind of grunts.
We're gonna have to talk about this off air because I have a lot more to say about Buster Scruggs. I really enjoyed Buster Scruggs.
But like for the company for Holmes and Watson to go like, hey Netflix, you want to buy this? Netflix is like, nah.
I heard it's bad.
And they go, all right, I guess we have to release this now.
Yeah.
We have to put it in theaters to a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I heard like people are walking out of it like left and right. And I also heard that from what I read, again, this is all on Reddit, people were like, I guess there's speculation that like the movie was supposed to be a lot different, a lot like raunchier, and they had to tone a lot of it down. So some of it doesn't even make sense. And it's just a bad movie from what I hear. Like, I guess the actors thought it was going to be one thing, but no, rewrites and all this stuff. Now it's totally different. But
oversight. Isn't that great when you got someone else telling you how to do your job?
Yeah. I mean, when you think Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly in movies together, historically they've been pretty successful with Talladega Nights and Step Brothers, but I guess 2 out of 3 is good. I guess. You know what else I did in 2018? Right at the end of it, and I guess this is maybe not that fascinating because it is kind of a 2018 thing. It's like a 2017, 2018 thing, and if I had to guess, I'd say the bubble might be expanding, maybe even getting to the point where it's not. But I did an escape room.
Oh yeah?
No,
I didn't know this.
I did my first escape room right at the end of the month, or toward like middle of the month, end of the month. I don't know, right before Christmas. And technically, it was my second ever escape room because we did one at work for like holiday. I will give the company I work for. They put in a lot of effort at the end of the year to do a lot of fun activities and like totally optional. You didn't have to do any of it.
Mm-hmm.
There are raffles giving away like Echo dots, like they're candy, and like autographed baseballs from the Red Sox and all that stuff. And one of the things was they made an escape room in our office, like in one of the conference rooms, and you could sign up teams of 4 or at least 4, I think, and you had to have at least one. We have remote workers, people who don't live here. Like there's people on my team who live in North Carolina, but my company doesn't have offices there, so they work from home. They work remotely all the time. And to do the escape room, you had to have at least one person who works remote as well.
Okay.
So like it was really inclusive. So that was technically, and like I didn't even sign up for it, but they needed people to do a dry run to work the kinks out.
Yeah.
So I was volunteered to do the dry run.
You were volunteered?
Well, not I was asked, and I said yes. I had an option, but that was technically my first escape room. But my first like legit, going to an escape.
Did you escape?
We eventually did, with many hints and not in time. But the legit one,
yeah.
It was up at Eastworks, which is just a fantastic little place.
You never been there before?
I've never been to Eastworks. I've been to the building next door for my friend Todd's art show. Him and his lovely girlfriend, also my tattoo artist Alana. They were both doing the whole bunch of. They were doing all open art shows all day, and I went to go see his, and I went to go see hers. Those in the building next door,
right,
where the circus also used to be show or whatever it is,
right.
But next door was easy, and I was like, "What is this? Yeah. This place is fantastic. It's like a mall, kind of. They had a popsicle shop. You can buy a popsicle, but it's
Apollo Grill is in there, I think.
There was food. We got some food beforehand. I got a very expensive burger.
Yeah, the burgers are kind of expensive.
It was like a $16 burger.
Yeah. You get the fries too, though.
Yeah. But and we did an escape room. We did
they have 2 there.
Yeah, there's a couple.
They had 2, and then they used to like rotate them every like couple months or so.
Yeah.
I don't know if they got more space or whatnot, but go on.
But yeah, it was like Harry Potter themed. It wasn't, because you obviously can't call it Harry Potter, but It was like a school with wizardry, and it was fun. It was a little stressful. I'd never really done a legit one before, and it was a lot of people I didn't know, so I had a lot going. But eventually we solved it, got it. We escaped, and our pictures were taken, like you see with all the escape rooms. Oh my God, I escaped! Here's our picture. But it was fun. It was honestly something that I was like, like I've always been kind of ambivalent towards. Like, whatever. You know, a lot of my friends and like typically people who do an escape room, they get obsessed with escape rooms. And I get it, because as soon as like we finished, and I was like, I would really like to do another one of those. That was fun. But I did an escape room in 2018. Is what I got at. Is what I was getting at. Yep.
Let's see. I believe the DC Collectibles Artist Alley series all came out in 2018. The Chris Uminga ones came out first. I believe those are 2018 releases.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that was Chris Minga, Nuligan, Missy Zulu.
Uminga came like way early.
Right.
And then Nuligan and Zulu's, I don't think hers are out yet.
Right.
Shomu's are out. And they have others like on the horizon. The next wave of Uminga is going to come out, so he's got his Flash coming out later. And I say like these are, this is a thing because it's something I've been watching to collect. We've had Nuligan on the show.
We did have that happened in 2018. We had Nuligan on the show.
That's true. But for a major company, and then they're part of their toy distributor side of it, to go out and find artists who they don't normally hire, who don't normally make books or make art for the company, you can still get found at conventions, and either through conventions or through social media and Instagram, whatever, then to get made to make things inspired by the company is like a pretty serious thing, and it's good for them, and I really appreciate that DC Collectibles is doing that.
Yeah.
Which like they're not like even a DC company it's kind of weird.
And the figures are cool.
They're cool figures.
And they have the variants, and they have like the zoom one. Like they're really neat, and it's great to see. Because we've been fans of Nooligan for some time now. It's great to see, and even Uminga. I remember Joe got an Uminga commission. God, that was Boston 4 or 5 years ago, when you got the Deku link. And I was like, I walked up to him, it was like Sunday night, and I was like, "Hey man, can I get a commission?" And he's like, "No, dude, it's. Do you know what time it is?" But he actually didn't say no. He's like, "I can try to fit you." Like he was very polite. He's like, "I can try to fit you in, but it's very late on the weekend, dude." I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm an idiot."
And I'm not sure who produces them, but the Batman Black and White series.
Yep.
They've been doing a thing for a very long time where they just have like a different artist.
They take like all the artist variations of Batman and make a figure out of it.
And so like you can get a David Finch Batman, you could get a Mike Mignola Batman,
Greg Capullo.
Yeah, and so but like most of them, I want to say pretty much all of them are people who have worked for DC.
Right.
Like none of them would be a stranger that just kind of like, pull off the circuit and go, "Hey, Ben Templesmith, make a Batman."
Right. Where's my Brett Kelly Batman?
He's never made a Batman before. Whereas here we get to, point out Nooligan Uminga, Chris Zulo and them. And we have Josh Groman coming along to make his really weird ones. And that's a cool thing to try, to give other artists that don't normally get that gig to make some cool things.
Yeah.
Since we're on comics, I don't have a lot because I've been buying my regular series, but I haven't been able to read all of them. So for having like a best of for the year, I don't have a lot of that. I really liked The New World by Tradd Moore, just because of its art style and the way they draw scenes and the way action happens. And I've liked the story. I have a tab up of my million tabs. It's Tradd Moore and Alice Cott. Alice Cott is writing, Tradd Moore and Heather Moore are arting. But The New World has been a lot of fun. And that's been a 2018 book. I believe there's only 5 or 6 or so.
Another sad thing about 2018.
Oh.
We're on our hiatus from Saga.
Oh, that's true.
We're on our year-long minimum break in Saga, which is just I'm coping. We're dealing with it. We're trying to move past it, but eagerly awaiting the return. But I feel like it's one of those, like I can't even be mad about it, because it's just one of those books just so consistently amazing. It's like, yeah, you do you keep giving me amazing things, and however long it takes, that's how long it takes.
Funny thing, because that's a Brian K. Vaughan book, right?
It's a BKV.
One of my other favorite books of the year is Barrier, by also Brian K. Vaughan.
And Marcos Martin. Who we did Private Eye with.
Yep.
On panels. Remember when we pitched that panel syndicate back in the day?
That's what I'm holding right now.
Right? Because Barrier, you can read on Panel Syndicate, I believe.
Yeah.
But they also released oversized comics as well.
Yeah. I don't know what kind of bag to put these in.
You might need to fold a magazine bag.
Or just leave them out so everyone can pick them up and read them.
True, because it's a book that I actually haven't read it myself, but from what I understand, it is very good. I mean, it's Brian K. Vaughan and Marcos Martin. Come on.
It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's in 3 languages.
Of course.
It's in English, and it's in Spanish, and it's in Alien as well.
Yep. Sounds like Brian K. Vaughan.
Yeah. And that was a lot of fun. I bought all the issues I needed, I think. I saw it was out and didn't know it was a thing. I had no idea until I saw it at a Newbury Comics. Normally not a store I go to buy comics. It's just like a tchotchke shop.
Yep.
And maybe they kind of carry comics, but I bought like issues 1, 2, and 3 there, and then picked up the other 2 at a regular shop. But I recommend Barrier 2018. That was fun. You and also come out in 2018?
2018. What else came out?
Books.
Conan just came out last week. It was technically 2018.
Yeah.
What else? I'm trying to think.
You're gonna slap yourself for
Is
this
it
one.
Outer Darkness, Leviathan, Farmhand?
Yep.
I was going through all the image books.
We got Farmhand.
Farmhand's fantastic. I'm obviously biased, very biased, but I'll be the first to admit I'm very much enjoying not only the story, but the production. The quality of that book
Mhm.
is just top tier. It is like there's a lot of effort that went into that book.
Mhm.
In addition to the stuff that already takes an insane amount of effort, like writing and drawing your own book.
Yeah.
Rob Guillory's killing it. He's killing the game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also I had also mentioned Leviathan and Outer Darkness. I'm both John Layman's books, who wrote Chew.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really enjoying Outer Darkness, and I think you would dig. I remember I was telling you about it.
I forgot to pick that up.
Yeah. But I'm really liking that one. I have the issues at my house because you might potentially be spending some time at my house in the near future.
That'll give me something to do.
Exactly, and they'll be right there.
We got Wolverine back.
We did get Wolverine back somehow. I've been reading the book and I still don't know how it really happened.
I've bought all his returns issues,
Mm-hmm.
which has been at least 20.
Jesus.
I
I thought you were going to say 2. I was like, I've read the 2 that have come out in Return of Wolverine or Return of Logan or whatever.
Well, there's the hunt for Wolverine.
Yep.
Because he came back, and where is he? We have to hunt for him. There's 4 different books of like 3 issues each book. And then Todd
comics.
And then Todd Knock did covers for 4 of them.
Right.
And he drew like the most characters he's ever drawn, and Adam signed all the
Oh,
issues.
yeah. I remember that.
Mm-hmm. That was a tough decision because I saw him at New York Comic Con, and I was like, and it was the thing of he charges, but does he charge for personalized?
Right.
And so the back cover is like blank with the title on it because the front cover is just covered with characters.
Mm-hmm.
He's just drawn like an entire huge scene. You can connect all these 4 issues together, or you could just like get a poster for like $7 for your local shop.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, but I was on the back because that's the easiest spot to read his signature. It's just a white cover, pretty much. Yeah. So we finally got Wolverine back.
We got Wolverine back.
When did he die?
He was gone for a while. We got like 50 issues of Old Man Logan in between to hold us over. We also had X-23 killing it. From what I hear, she's amazing.
4 years. We had Wolverine gone for 4 years.
It was 2014 when they did Death of Wolverine.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I thought it was at least like late 2016.
Yeah.
They kept one of their titular characters dead for a while, even though they brought back an older version of him for most of it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And it's comics, so you can still read the other issues with it.
Yeah, exactly. And again, from what I hear, X-23 was a pretty great fill-in. Because you read All New Wolverine, right?
Yes.
And that was X-23 as Wolverine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
We saw Batman's dick in 2018.
If you wanted to.
Yep, if you wanted to.
That was an interesting decision they made.
They thought about marrying him, but they pulled a big old bamboozle.
They did.
Yeah, and then Marvel threw shade at it with one of their recent wedding issues. They're like, no tricks here. They're actually getting married.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, 2018 it was something. We got Bendis at DC. Have to get Ken in and talk about that.
Ken loves Bendis.
Ken loves Bendis.
So
you heard
much.
it here first. Our friend Ken loves Brian Michael Bendis.
I was looking up like what new stuff was on Netflix, and it said that Annihilation is on Netflix, and I was like, no, it's not.
It is.
It is, because I wanted to see that when I was angry I missed it in the theaters because I think it was on at the time where like I was really busy.
Yeah.
Was it through like Halloween season?
Can't remember.
I really wanted to see it, and then I missed it. I didn't hear all the hype about it until after it was over.
I remember seeing a trailer for it, and I was like, nope, I'm good. That's gonna scare me.
I did finally catch Arrival,
Yo, that movie was so... When did you watch that recently?
like within the past month.
God,
Yeah.
that movie was great.
Yeah.
She should have won the damn Oscar for that movie.
Yeah.
Like, Amy Adams was so good in that movie.
It
And when you go back and watch it again, oh my God. Killer.
Good Amy Adams makes me forget she's been Lois Lane.
Yeah, I mean, well, gotta get paid. And she can say she's been Lois Lane. She's great in The Fighter. She's also in The Office. Way back in the day. She showed up in like 3 episodes.
Was she Pam?
No, she was Jim's girlfriend for like 3
So
episodes.
Pam.
Well, before Pam.
She looks like a Pam.
But yeah, she was fantastic in that movie. Love Arrival. Colin made me. Colin and I watched that a couple years ago, and then yeah, very good movie. Have you watched Ex Machina yet?
Yes.
Oh, have we talked about this? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Because that's another one I was hounding you to watch.
Yeah,
and that is
finally.
also on Netflix.
I have the Blu-ray of it now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. I liked Ex Machina a lot.
I watched it with company, so that was nice. Because there's things that like I could just kind of laugh at, and she could go, "What the fuck?" She's like,
Dancing.
as much as Colin loves the dancing scene, and I'm like, I was kind of enjoying it, and she was like, "What is happening?"
It's Oscar Isaac being fucking baller. And also insane. But,
Within like the first 10 minutes, that was like, the servant girl's a robot.
Yeah. Spoilers.
So Aquaman came out.
Haven't seen. That's the other one. When I say like, oh, I haven't seen Spider-Verse. I also haven't seen Aquaman, which I've been hearing really good things.
Yeah.
Like even Penny Arcade did a comic about it yesterday.
Did they?
Yeah.
I didn't see that one yet.
Yeah, it was good because like Tycho's like, so you saw an Aquaman movie and it was good, and he's like, yeah.
Oh,
Like,
I did see that one.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna. I might wait, or like if
it'll probably inevitably be on Netflix.
yeah. Wait, has the other DC ones been on Netflix?
No, actually, they get the Marvel ones. They pretty much get all like Thor's on there, Infinity War's on there, Winter Soldier was there, Civil War's on there for
Justice League
ages.
up there? I don't think one was.
I don't think Justice League was either.
Okay. So...
Maybe DC's like, nah, we don't want our shit streamed. Pay money.
Or Netflix is like, we don't want this.
Yeah, that too. I mean, Wonder Woman was great, but
well, look, if you have to make a choice, Spider-Verse comes first.
Right? Yeah, and that's
why this is very important,
and that's why I don't think I've seen Aquaman yet. Is because I can't justify seeing Aquaman before Spider-Verse.
You
when I hear
shouldn't.
the Spider-Verse is so.
I would be disappointed in you.
It's on the record.
Like if you show up to the theater and be like, "Oh, well,
I have the option to see."
We missed the last showing. It's like you wait and go back. You don't see Aquaman instead because you missed it by 10 minutes.
To Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Like, did I tell you what happened to me at Spider-Verse? I didn't bring enough tissues.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And you had to stick with the shitty ones.
And all I had was like the movie theater sandpaper napkins, and my face was raw because of how many times I was wiping away tears. Now, I wasn't crying at our very good close friend's wedding.
Right.
I was trying to suppress a cough, and it came out my eyeball. So my eye was leaking, and I was wiping at that. Whereas, no, animated movie about Spider-Man.
Yep, that's what got you.
And the other, that got me like 5 times. Easily just 5 times.
Yep.
There's one scene where there's a lot happening, and it feels like a Disney World ride. Because you're watching things happening, but then there's also like audio from other things happening behind you, and like you can't see them, but they're still there. And so like you're hearing a third voice while watching 2 people interact. And then like you spin around and see more of what's happening. And it's like you're in the middle of this entire scene, and you definitely feel like you're there within this scene. And like there's so much to pay attention to. And even though like you're paying attention to these, this one interaction between 2 people, you're hearing a third one happening around you as well. And it just makes like you're not watching a movie anymore. You're experiencing it. It's like you're fully immersed into what's going on. Jaw agape.
I don't think I've seen a single negative review. Like people joked, Mikey Newman tweeted, about to see Edge of Spider-Verse, wish me luck. Mm-hmm. And then the next tweet from him, like he just replied to it. So it looked like it was instantaneous, depending on when you saw it on Twitter. It was like Spider-Verse was monumental. And the first comment was like, that was the shortest episode of Movies with Mikey ever. So a lot of people whose opinions I take very seriously have all said pretty rave things about the movie. So if you saw Venom, you even got like a 4-minute teaser. Because at the end, like during the credits of Venom, they were like, oh, by the way, here's a clip of Spider-Verse. This is coming out soon.
Yeah. And you get to see like a piece that was in Spider-Verse. I didn't know what was happening.
We're pretty over on time here, killing it in 2019. Any last 2018 anecdotes? I don't have anything heartfelt. 2018 happened.
No, I don't.
We had a lot of amazing guests on.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid like the us thing.
Yeah,
because
let's talk about us. We're great.
We'll do that like on our anniversary episode.
That's true.
I figured. Yeah. Because we did a lot of cool stuff. We went to 2 new conventions.
We did. We actually we didn't go to a couple, and then we went to new. It was crazy. Can you believe it?
We did new stuff.
There might even be a new one within the next soon.
Oh?
Yeah. Who knew? Who knew?
Really?
I did. I'm the only one who knew.
I don't know what's going on.
I know. It's very confusing. It'll make sense later.
Because you did your first, or the first, PAX Unplugged last year.
Technically, it was 2017. It was November 2017 was the first PAX Unplugged. Then November 2018 was the second one.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's close enough. It was November.
And we did 5 Points Fest.
Yep. You did that with John.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember if we ever did we talk about Watch City in any official capacity? I don't think we did. I don't think we did. I don't even think you were covering that. I think it was just you were there and we got to talk to Drew. Was that birthed out of Watch City? Talking to Drew?
It was.
Drew Meager from Corey Press.
And then he couldn't do that show because it was raining that day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But the Herricks saw him at a different event and bought some stuff off of him.
Right, of course.
Yep.
It warrants being bought because his stuff is great. 2018, it happened. We did some things and it was something.
So you listen to us. If you want to reply to us, leave a comment and go, oh, right, that was 2018?
Yeah, I want to hear what people finally did.
That happened?
I want to hear, and I'm going to try to remember to put it in the Facebook thing, the post to ask people, what did you finally do? Because I'm super interested to hear what you finally did. I finally read, I read Salem's Lot by Stephen King. It's one of his first 5 books, and I read that in 2018. When and I Googled it and he wrote it when he was 27. And I was I've done nothing with my life.
We probably know someone who read Watchmen for the first time.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
I was trying to think what else I read. Yeah, I read 7 or 8 books this year, which is pretty good for me. I'm a slow reader, so I'll take it. But yeah, 2018 happened. It was fun. Thanks for putting together that thing last week. That was a lot of fun too. Especially in the midst of being in a wedding party for one of our best friends in the world.
Well, I kind of knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
So that's why I had that on the burner. And the way I have my programs loaded and saved, and that was our what was that year? What year are we on now?
We started 2012. So this is going to be our 7.
Okay. So that was our year 6?
B-sides.
Best of clip.
Right.
That we already played for the anniversary episode, which was in April.
Right.
And so I just saved the leftover file from that and then pulled from that to make that clip.
Mm-hmm.
There's still a few things in there, but they just didn't make the cut.
Right. Of course.
Or things that I thought were funny back then, but then have lost context. And some things that are just simply dirty jokes.
Oh, yeah. Yep. It's probably for the best. But yeah, I think that that about wraps it up. 2019, here we come. Am I right, fellas?
We're going to do it.
We're going to do it. We're going to play a lot of Smash Brothers, and I got nothing. 2019. But yeah, that was fun. Goodbye, 2018. Until next time. Oh, I got to get my notes back up because I still don't know what episode it is. 355. Now that I finally have this up. Until next time, I have been JR.
I'm Alex.
And this has been episode 355 of Opinions May Vary.